prove anything, but simply by allowing yourself to arrive exactly as you are in this moment, letting the body settle wherever it is, however it feels, without adjustment or effort. Notice that even without trying, your breathing is already happening. Your heart already knows how to beat, and awareness is already present before any instruction is given. Let this realization gently orient you inward, as if you are turning toward an inner landscape that has always been here, quietly waiting to be noticed. Allow your attention to soften and widen, becoming aware of the simple fact of being here now. As you continue to breathe naturally, notice sensations in the body just as they are. Perhaps the weight of the body supported by what you are sitting or lying on, the subtle temperature of the air on your skin, the feeling of clothing resting against you. There is nothing to change and nothing to fix. Hypnosis here is not about control, but about allowing attention to become steady and receptive. Begin to notice the flow of thoughts as they arise and pass, like clouds moving across the sky of awareness. You do not need to stop them, analyze them, or follow them. Simply notice that thoughts appear, linger briefly, and dissolve on their own. This simple noticing already creates space. Notice emotional tones as well, perhaps subtle or obvious, such as calm, restlessness, curiosity, heaviness, or neutrality. Whatever is present is allowed. Awareness does not argue with what it observes. Bring gentle curiosity to how emotions show up in the body, perhaps as sensations in the chest, throat, stomach, or shoulders. Again, there is nothing to do. You are learning to observe without interference, and this observation itself is the first shift in mindset. As you continue to rest in this noticing, recognize how often the mind automatically labels experiences as good or bad, right or wrong, desirable or undesirable. Without trying to stop this habit, simply notice it happening. Each time you notice a judgment, you are no longer trapped inside it. Awareness steps slightly back, creating breathing room. This is the space where transformation begins. Allow the breath to become a gentle anchor, not something to control, but something to return to whenever attention drifts. Feel the inhale arrive naturally. Feel the exhale release naturally. And notice the brief pause between breaths where nothing needs to happen. That pause is awareness resting in itself. As your attention becomes steadier, observe habitual reactions in the mind, old stories that comment on experience, plan, worry, replay, or anticipate. Rather than becoming involved, imagine you are listening from a distance, as if hearing thoughts through a wall. You are not the content, you are the listener. This recognition quietly loosens identification and begins dissolving unconscious patterns. Bring awareness now to the body as a whole, noticing that the body exists entirely in the present moment. Thoughts may wander to the past or future, but the body remains here. Feel the steadiness of this presence, grounding you in now. Notice how awareness itself feels neutral, spacious, and non-judgmental. It does not criticize thoughts or emotions. It simply knows them. Resting here creates a sense of safety in the nervous system. You are no longer fighting yourself or trying to force positivity. you are establishing the foundation for change by befriending experience as it is. As the mind settles further, notice moments of stillness between thoughts or sensations. These moments may be brief, subtle, and easy to miss. When you notice one, allow it to be there without grasping. This stillness is not something you create. It is what remains when effort drops away. From this space, a positive mindset does not need to be manufactured. It begins to arise naturally as clarity, ease, and perspective. Gently notice how awareness itself is unaffected by the content it observes. Thoughts may be negative or positive. Emotions may rise and fall, yet awareness remains stable. This recognition is empowering. It shows you that your inner state is not entirely dictated by mental activity. Over time, this understanding changes the way you relate to experience. Bring attention now to subtle patterns of resistance, moments where the mind wants something to be different. Instead of pushing against this resistance, observe it with kindness. Resistance softens when it is noticed. Each time you notice rather than react, you interrupt an old pattern and create a new one based on presence. This is how a positive mindset is built, not by denial, but by clarity. Allow awareness to include sounds around you, noticing how they appear and disappear on their own without effort. Notice that awareness effortlessly holds sound, sensation, thought, and emotion simultaneously. You are not managing this process. It is already happening. Trust this natural intelligence. Let this trust sink into the body, signaling safety, calm, and permission to let go. As you rest in this state, notice the subtle shift that occurs when you stop trying to improve yourself. There is a sense of ease, perhaps even quiet confidence, that arises from simply being aware. This ease is not dependent on circumstances. It is generated by presence. Recognize that this awareness is always available, even in difficult moments, and that returning to it is a skill that grows with gentle practice. Bring attention once more to the breath, noticing how it continues without instruction. Let this be a symbol of how life supports you without constant effort. As you breathe, allow the body to relax just a little more, not by force, but by permission. Feel gravity holding you, the ground beneath you offering stability. You do not need to carry yourself. Awareness can carry this moment. Observe how thoughts slow or space out naturally when they are not fed by attention. If they speed up again, simply notice. There's no failure here. Every noticing is success. This is how unconscious habits lose power, not through resistance, but through being seen. Recognize now that awareness itself is neutral, open, and inclusive. From this state, positivity is not forced optimism, but a grounded perspective that emerges as the mind clears. A positive mindset begins as the ability to witness experience without being overwhelmed by it. It grows into choice, flexibility, and resilience over time. Allow this understanding to settle gently into the subconscious. Before this session concludes, take a moment to acknowledge the simple fact that you showed up to observe yourself. This alone is a powerful shift. Many patterns persist only because they go unnoticed. Today, you began noticing. Let that be enough. Carry this awareness with you beyond this session, ordinary moments where noticing a thought, a reaction, or a sensation becomes a quiet practice of transformation. You do not need to remember everything you heard. Your subconscious has already absorbed the orientation toward awareness. As you gently prepare to transition out of this focused state, keep the sense of spacious observation with you, knowing you can return to it at any time simply by noticing what is already present. Awareness is not something you create. It is something you remember. And from this remembrance, a positive mindset begins to grow